Hello, and welcome to the Notary Life with Kimmi Podcast. I am also one of the trainers with Notary Educators, which includes myself, Kimberly Nunnally, Angela Johnson, and Alexis Franklin. We each own our own very successful notary businesses and teach notaries in all 50 states to be great and grow their own business. We will discuss general notary work, apostilles, ink fingerprinting, and the duties of a notary signing agent, and much, much more. For all of your notary needs, please visit notaryeducatorsllc.com. We hope you enjoy the show, and we wish you much success. Hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. How is everyone? Welcome. And to those who will join me on the replay, those who will listen to the podcast, what is going on? Happy Friday. Today is Friday. And we are going to talk about, do I really need notary insurance? So we'll give YouTube a few minutes to notify people. For those of you who are catching this, just an FYI, Facebook no longer allows us to be live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So you'll either have to catch the replay, the podcast, or catch us live. Unfortunately, that's what's going on in Facebook world. So we will give people a few minutes to hop on, kind of short notice. But I thought it was a good topic, and I get this question all the time. Do I really need notary insurance? And we're going to talk about notary insurance tonight. Hey, welcome, everybody. How's it going? Happy Friday. Hey, Notary fam, it's Kimmi. I am here to let you know, just in case you have not heard about the Notary Business Coaching Success Program. We meet weekly. We talk about your notarial duties, how to do an acknowledgement, how to do a jurat, how to administer an oath. Everything you've been asking for. And guess what else is included? Unlimited access to all of my trainings that will also include ink fingerprinting, trust/estate documents. Learn how to properly execute a trust. Don't forget, we also have the private community, like-minded notaries who have been trained by me. Check out my book that I've written for each state, How to Start Your Notary Business in Alabama, California. You get the point. Wherever you're located, there's a book for your state. Well, hopefully I'll see you soon over in training. Notary Educators, LLC. We got you covered. Bye. Hey, Shamika. So yes, we are talking about notary insurance, guys. Do we need to have it? So we'll get started. Hey, dispatching sister, how are you? I do have a live training coming up. She says I need your course, he or she. I have a live training coming up at the end of the month. So check it out, Notarize Like a Pro, or either the self-paced is on sale, 60% off either one. We would love to have you, okay? Diamond Cougar 1, I love the name. Hello, good evening. TT Shara, what's up? So yeah, so before I get started on my little spiel, for those of you that are here, do you think it's necessary to have notary insurance? Let's put a 1 for yes, 2 for no. 2 can also be I don't even know. So either 1 for definitely yes, or 2 for I don't know. Do I need it? What is it? Frank is in the house. Hit the like button for me, guys. Yes, Diamond Cougar says 1. TT Shara says 1. Yes. Got a couple more responses. Do we need notary insurance? Frank says yes. And Shamika says yes. So, guys, we do need notary insurance. Okay, so let's talk about what it is, first of all, for those of you who may be new. Let's talk about the dollar amount you need and why you need it, okay? So first of all, notary insurance is called errors and omission insurance. There are different titles for it. The most common is errors and omission. And it's just that if you accidentally make a mistake, Catrice says 1, 2, you do need it. If you accidentally make a mistake on a document, that's an error, right? And omission is if you accidentally forgot to fill in something. You didn't do it on purpose, but you overlooked it, which is also an error. Or, okay, so you made a mistake or you did not fill in something the way you were supposed to. So why is that so important? Because you neglected to fill out the form correctly, which is why you need some training probably, or you can self-teach, either one. The Notarize Like a Pro course will teach you how to properly notarize. That's what that course is. But if you don't properly notarize the document, it can stop it from being processed. It can stop it from being recorded. Okay. For example, if someone's selling their home and you don't fill out the warranty deed correctly, or any part of the package correctly, it can stop the process. So that looks like I'm trying to buy a house. I cannot close. I have movers ready. The house is packed up, lights, gas, ready to turn on. Cable people supposed to be out there, but I can't get the keys to the house. Now what? Now what? That's a huge deal. So we have to know how to properly notarize, first of all, okay, before we start taking assignments. However, there are those who will go ahead and try it. So you do need insurance. I always say I wouldn't drive a car without car insurance. I would not stamp a document without notary insurance. Errors and omission insurance. You may also hear it called general liability insurance. You may hear it called professional liability insurance. Okay, you have all these different types of insurances. The main one that you need, though, no matter what, is errors and omission. Okay, now, what does that insurance do? It protects you again as the notary if you are stamping a document. And I've heard many times people will say, well, errors and omission insurance does not cover you as a loan signing agent. That is not true. Okay. You can call the NNA if that's where you purchase your policy, but you are covered as long as you're signing in the capacity of a notary. And that's basically what a notary signing agent is, a notary. Okay. You have a few more duties because you are doing loan documents, but at the end of the day, you're just a notary. Okay. So you need this insurance. Now let's talk about what dollar amount do you need? Okay. And what happens, let's go back really quick. So if you are out there, you stamping documents, don't know what you're doing, make a mistake, whatever, they have to go against your insurance at a certain point. And people will say, well, do you have to pay the money back? No, you don't pay the money back. It's like any other insurance. However, at a certain point, though, they will ask you the number of claims that you had. And if you have too many claims, just like your homeowner's insurance or your car insurance, it may mean that you won't be able to obtain general liability insurance, errors and omission insurance, or any of the above. And that means you won't be able to work. So you need to know what you're doing before you start stamping papers. I'm just going to say that again. Now, let's talk about the dollar amount that you need. What dollar amount do you need? I believe the minimum is $10,000 with the NNA. I believe it's $10,000. So people say, well, you need $1 million policy in order to work. That is not true. That is simply not true. I have worked with a $25,000 policy since I started the business. Now, as you go direct, there may be some companies that only want to work with notaries that have a higher dollar amount of insurance. If that is the case, then yes, in order to be competitive in that market and to obtain work from those companies, you will need a higher dollar of insurance because that's what their requirement is. But industry standard is at least normally 25 as of this recording. Now, because we have so many people kind of willy-nilly doing the business, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually it is a requirement, a higher dollar amount. If you did not hear me talking about this week, because I went live, I think this is the third time I've been live this week. If you didn't hear me talking about the NNA has a new test, the NNA test is new. And I think it is, again, to weed out people who just don't know the industry. And that's just my opinion because you need to know something in order to do that test. Okay. They do have it still kind of semi-open book, but I believe you need to know what you're doing in order to pass it. Okay. So, but that's not what topic is tonight. Topic is about this insurance. So I would say you need at least a minimum of 25. I do know someone that has a policy of 10,000 and they work all the time too. So, but I just thought the minimum was 25 at the time that I purchased my insurance. So that's what I did. It does not cost that much. Errors and omission insurance with the NNA, National Notary Association, is only $30 a year. It probably has gone up because the last time I purchased, I bought the 4-year policy. And I got it to match my commission. So my commission in my state is 4 years. So I was able to purchase a 4-year policy. And I did that on my second commission. I didn't do it on my first because I wasn't sure if I was going to actually stick with the business. So I only did 1 year. Again, we ran about $30 at the time. So I'm not sure what it is now. But it's still not, whatever it is, it's not that much. And it's an investment. You can write it off on your taxes. Okay. I'm not a tax consultant. Just have to throw that out there. But it's a business expense. So we all know you can write that off, right? And again, you're not driving your car. Most people put insurance on their cell phones. So you mean you're not going to get insurance and you out there stamping papers that have a high dollar value? Yeah, we're going to get insurance. Okay. So that was just my little spiel on needing notary insurance, why you need it, what it is. And again, don't be the notary that says, well, I can make a mistake because I got insurance. No, that's not how we think. That's not how we think. It's the same thing with a car. You don't want to say, well, I could tear up my car because I got car insurance. And I have heard people say that. It's insured. Well, I don't think like that. I do everything I can in my power to make sure my car is secure. I try to make sure everything in my power that I'm driving the way I need to, not running lights, right? So it's the same thing with your notary business. Do not say, well, I have insurance, so if I mess up, I'm covered. Please don't say that. Don't try to tell me that. So anyway, what questions do you have for me tonight? Any questions? I'll hang out a few minutes. Got a little time tonight. I finished working. Been a long day. I couldn't even believe I had the energy. The only reason I had energy to go live tonight, y'all, after working today and doing everything, because I had a busy week. I had a guy call me today, actually. Oh, let me tell you why I'm all pumped up. Because I had a Thai tea for lunch. And that thing got some caffeine in it. And it is so good. So I probably won't sleep for 2 weeks, but it was good going down. So, and I did less cream. I still had to take a dairy pill because I really shouldn't have had the cream. But that Thai tea is delicious. So anyway, I'm all pumped up tonight. So that's why I'm going live on a Friday night. So, let me tell you about my client earlier really quick while I wait for your questions. So earlier I had a client, if you have any, I had a client that called me and they needed 35 documents notarized. 35. So I asked a couple people, I said, how much would you charge? I heard a couple dollar amounts. It was way out there. Of course, in 3 figures, right? So I underpriced it according to me, but he didn't call me back yet. Not that he won't. He might have found somebody to do it cheaper. If he did, fine. Going over to India, 35 documents. And he said each one. I said, are you sure each document need to be notarized? He said, yes, each document, because he was giving his brother power of attorney to sell a home that they have over there. And in India, in his case, not every case, in my client's case, they needed each document to be notarized. So I was like, woo, that's going to take some time. So then I started putting on my boss hat, right? I said, girl, you ain't going to sit there and do 35 documents. Now, I would have for the price. If he calls me, I'm going to do it. He wanted me to come tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, too. So I thought about it. I said, you know what? You can do half and Jeffrey can do half. Bam. So we could have knocked that out in less than an hour. Okay. So anyway, that is what is going on with me. What is going on with you? What is going on? Any questions this evening? If not, I'm not going to hang out. I will let you know I do have an upcoming class at the end of this month. You can check it out at notaryeducatorsllc.com. And also, what else we got going on? We have the mentorship program going on, which is going amazing. I talked about that the other day. And mentorship is just that. It's not training. But once you know what to do, then we can coach you on how to grow your business. And that is going pretty well. We're pretty ecstatic about it. And it's growing daily. We also have like a intake call that's going to start. We always trying to improve the program. So we'll start doing an intake call with you prior to the sessions. That way we can know what is going on with you as a newbie to the group instead of waiting to the night of mentorship to talk about it. So that's something new. So every day we're improving on the mentor program. Diamond Cougar One says, I had to step away, but I have insurance with the NNA and I have $1 million error and omission. Is that overkill? Well, it is your business, Diamond Cougar. You get to decide how you want to run it. So I'm all about saving money where I can. So I don't just give my money away. I don't care who it is, NNA or anybody else. I work hard for my money. So I get what I need for my business. I don't always have the fanciest things. Like I buy my notary stamps from Amazon. There are other companies out there, but I've had no problem using Amazon stamps. Amazon knows state specific. So my stamp may be $15, but I can see it on the NNA website or another website for $40. So I'm very frugal when it comes to running my business. I don't just, just because it's a name on it, no more than I buy. And that's nothing wrong with designer products, but I'm not going to spend $500 on a bag just because there's a designer name on it. That's just not me. Mm-hmm. So is that overkill? Again, you kind of have to make that decision. Okay. Probably, I would think twice about it. Let me say that. Okay. I would think twice because it's your business and I wouldn't dare want you to lower it and under the guidelines of saying what Kim said. So I was told NNA does not cover my RON, and that may be factual. So I am not in a RON state. I know about RON. I have about 8 videos on it, but I don't teach it. So I really can't address if they cover RON or not. However, Diamond Cougar One, I'm going to find out tomorrow. I'm going to just call and ask them, do they cover RON? So you're telling me that, and I trust what you say, but I want to just know for myself. And eventually, so they're not covering it today, but it is a notary product and it's not going away. Remote online notary, for those who do not know, that's what RON is, when you can do it online and the person doesn't have to appear in front of you physically. It's not going away, so I wouldn't be surprised if the NNA started to cover RON eventually. Yeah, they might. They're always a little bit slow to change, if you ask me. And they got to make sure what's going on too. They're not just trying to cover RON and not have all their ducks in a row too, because it's a business at the end of the day. The NNA, National Notary Association, is a business. So, they have to make sure whatever they're investing in, that it's worth it. It's not going to cost them in the long run. They take on RON accounts and then it goes really bad. Now they're out of business, so they got to weigh everything before they actually just start, promoting things or selling products too. Yeah, that's good. What other questions do you have? I see we have a few more people that joined. Any questions tonight? Anything about your business? What's going on? How are you feeling about the notary business right now? I was told NNA, this is Diamond Cougar One again. I was told NNA insurance only covers G&W. I'm going to do more research. Yes, I would definitely encourage you to do more research. And I love you saying that. So let me tell you what it does cover again, okay? Because you had to step away. It covers any time except remote, because you told me it does not, okay? And again, I don't know because I've not researched that part of it. But anytime you're doing loan signings the old-fashioned way, somebody standing in front of you, you are covered in the event something happens as a notary when you are wearing your notary hat. Doesn't cover ink fingerprinting. It does not cover in the event as a loan signing, as a notary signing agent. It does not cover if you accidentally don't deliver the package back on time, right? The signing concludes at 3. Your package should be delivered, to FedEx by 5, and you forgot it in the car. You're like, oh man, I forgot the package. And now they're calling you the next day. You're not covered. If you accidentally step on the cat's tail at the house, right? The cat running around, dog running around, and you be like, oops, not covered. If you run into their mailbox while you're backing out, not covered. So you get the point. But anytime you're physically stamping that paper, boom, 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 and you're physically stamping, you are covered in your role as a notary, okay? I do see we have a few more people joining us. Are there any more questions or anything you'd like to add to the topic of needing notary insurance? Anything else you'd like to add? And I'm sure I'm not covering everything, but that is the crux of it, though. It's not complicated. I always say that, right? It's not that complicated. Actually, our official phrase is, it's not complicated. Let's see. Mariana says, would signing services offer us more signings if our insurance is higher? Say $25,000 versus $100,000. So we had that. I did address that earlier, Mariana. And to answer your question, it's just going to depend on the signing company. There are very few. I've never seen one that says your insurance errors and omission must be a certain dollar amount. Now, when you're working direct, there may be some people that may tell you that. And if they tell you that, if you want to work in that market, then you're going to go purchase it. But for the average person, we have 3 other trainers here, Alexis, Jeffrey, and Angela. All of us have worked with $25,000 for the last 4 years plus. Okay. Never had a problem getting work from loan signing companies. Never. What's more important is knowing your duties, knowing your job. That's what you need to know. You need to be able to write on your profile, I can do a loan modification. I can do a refinance. I know how to do ABC. Okay. Oh, you're fine, Mariana. You're fine. No problem. No problem. What other questions do we have? I'm going to hang out probably about another 10 minutes. Any other questions? Don't forget to check out my pricing book if you're having problems pricing your services. That released that like 2 months ago now. People really like the book. Only thing I heard a little feedback about the book was they wanted me to put an exact price in the book, but I cannot put an exact price. It covers everything you need to know to come up with the price, but I can't tell you to charge $50 for whatever when you may be able to get, hey, Sherry, thank you for getting that book. I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, but the book is very thorough. I go over every part of the business, almost how to charge. I go over if they don't want to pay you, what to do. But I can't tell you how to charge because if you're in California and I tell you to charge $50, where a person in Alabama can only charge $50 for something, then you're going to be upset with me, right? Well, your book told me to charge $50. No, it did not. That's why I can't put a specific number. There's just no way. Even in the state-specific books, I don't. Why? Because you got to factor in so many different things when it comes to pricing. You have to. You got to think about your area. You know, I always give the illustration is everybody in your area, are they driving Mercedes-Benzes, or are they on the bus line? You know, you got to look at that. Do they have money? Can they afford that? Are they doing Uber? Or, you know what I mean? Are they walking? You got to look at everything. Is it a rural area? Is it urban? Is it suburban? I mean, you got to look the suburbs. You got to look at every part of your business when it comes to pricing. You really do. What other questions do you have for me? Anything else? Anything else? And all of our online self-paced courses are on sale, 60% off. So feel free to check those out. And I received an email. Ooh, I got to go back and look at that too. From a signing company that said they believe home equity loans are going to be on the upswing. So you want to get ready. So, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. For those of you who do not know what a home equity is, people have equity in their home. So if the home value, say your home is worth $150,000, right? And you only owe $100 on it. That means you have $50,000 in equity. Somebody might take that loan for $50,000, and then they decide, you know what, I want to get some new windows. I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to pay for my child's college, whatever. It's their money, their equity. They can do whatever they want to do with it. So I got an email saying that they think those are going to be on the rise. So it's different loan products that come through all day, every day. Now, is the value of the signings actually going down, the pricing? It is, I'll be honest. However, if they pay me, and everybody's math is going to math differently, right? Because I did a job, I talked about it the other day. If you didn't catch that live, go back where I made a mistake and it ended up costing me money. Catch that one. That was on Wednesday, I think. But I took that job because if it had went the way it needed to, it was for $75, and I could have made $75 like in 15 minutes, okay? Less than that, really, 5 minutes. It was 3 notarizations. That's 15 with chit chat, okay? But because I made a mistake and I had to go back and all that, by the time I finished, it was like an hour process, So still, $75 an hour, that's some good money. So some people may say, well, it used to be $150. It may have. It was. I remember those days. It was some good money. However, $75 times 10 signings is $750. Okay, you do 10 signings a week. That's all you got to do is 10 signings per week at $75 and then $750. So I'm all about, like I said earlier, I save my money. I'm about saving where I can, and I'm about accumulation in the sense that I take the little things and let it add up. Even in my business, I may not make all of my money on one client, but if I have 5 clients, now I'm doing 20 times 5. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. Some people view it differently. And I've heard many people say, don't take no lowball offer. I talk about that a lot too. When I first started, I took jobs at $30. Now when I first started, the first month, I was like, I'm not doing that job. I heard on YouTube I should get 100. So I wouldn't do it. But then I started thinking, I said, well, you don't know what you're doing anyway. Take that job. So I started doing that. I got a video. I'm going to release it probably sometime next week. Why I was afraid of doing loan signings. So it was part of a series that I did. I was afraid of. So that's the last part of it, doing loan signings. So I release it sometime next week. I thought I would go live tonight though. All right. So I'm going to wrap up. If we don't have anything else, going once. Let's see. Sherry says, you are so thorough with what you share, and it's a blessing to stumble upon your site. Oh, that is so sweet, Sherry. I try to be. You know why I'm so thorough? Because, of course, I'm running a business, right? But I'm very thorough because I know what it's like. And when I was starting my business, I couldn't get any information. Everybody was so tight-lipped. Even the YouTubers that I was watching, they would give you just enough. And then you had to either buy a course or something in order to get the real information. So I was like, when I wanted to start my channel, my husband was like, Kim, I don't know if you should start a channel. I was talking about this somewhere recently. Oh, I know, in a mentorship class last night, because I was like, where was I talking about this mentorship? And I was telling them last night, because one of the people in the mentorship was saying that they don't want to really put their face on their Google My Business page. And I get that. Everybody's not into social media, et cetera, et cetera. However, in this day and age, I mean, if you're trying to get business and your face is not out there, can you imagine going to McDonald's? They don't have any signage and it's just a brick building. You don't know what's on the inside. So the only way people are going to know who you are in our line of work is kind of just to be out there. Once I put my pictures on my page, and even my business page, I'm going to go back to that. My Google page, my business shot up because people could see me. They were like, oh, I just love your smile. Or, oh, I love your flower. Oh, I love seeing you and your husband together. It's any number of reasons why people want to call you after they actually see you. Okay. So yeah, nowadays people send out those boxes with surprise stuff in it. Like, you know, purchases is like, they send you a box and it's like a mystery box. Well, when I'm doing my business, I don't really want no mystery. I want to know who I'm doing business with. And the best way is actually to kind of show yourself. Now, I do always say, for security reasons, you can't put your picture out there. Don't do it. Okay. Don't do it. But even with my YouTube channel, when I started, my husband was like, Kim, people are so brutal. You know, people can be mean. And I kept telling him he did not want me to do it. And I kept saying, hey, I got something I really want to talk about, though. I know this. I know what people are going through. I want to help them. And do I get a little kickback sometimes? Yeah, people say little negative stuff sometimes. But I'm kind of thick-skinned. And I'm like, whatever. You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And if I don't work for you as a you know, a trainer or a consultant or whatever, it's okay. We're going to still be friends. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at all, but I just try to be neutral when it comes to topics that, you know, I don't do politics. I don't talk about any of that kind of stuff. So, you know, usually people are okay. I stick to my business, and my business is notary. That's my business. I've been doing it now for years. And I do thank you so much again. I've been a blessing, as I've been told, to many others, and you guys have helped me in return. So it's really a two-way street, and it just brings me joy to share. Because like I said, when I was trying to learn, I couldn't hear it. I mean, I would ask the simplest question and people would be like, well, what you can do. And I would see, I'm not good at that either. I'm not good at the game. If the sky is blue, I'm going to tell you it's blue. I'm not the person to say, well, you know, do you see that little bit of purple in there? Or I think that might be fuchsia. If it's blue, it's blue. I'm not good at that. So some people are good at the game. Okay. Now I know how to play, I know how to be a hustler and get my business done, but I'm not good at all that fogginess, or now they call it gaslighting. I'm not good at that. 100 questions. What about? No, I've just never been good at that. My husband said, the moment you tell somebody hello or they tell you hello, you tell them everything. I'm like, that's just how I roll. But I appreciate it, Sherry. TT Shara says, yes, Kimmy, I watched that video. LOL, no more talking about the paint. By the way, did it matter? Wait a minute. By the way, did it matter that the middle initial was missing once you had to recreate the file? You are so funny, girl. Yeah, I was telling them the other day the reason I made that mistake is because the reason I made that mistake is because I was talking about the person's paint, and I got so distracted. It was a few more things in that, so go back and watch the video. But one of the reasons was I was talking about that paint. Did it matter? Yes, it does matter. Yes. And when you say recreate the file, do you mean when we uploaded it the second time? So the signing company that sent me out, because I had to upload the new documents. Not new documents. I had to upload the documents because I went back to the client and had her just include the initial M. Yes. When we uploaded the documents for the second time, yes, it did need to be, it wasn't like recreating a file. The file was closed out, as I mentioned the other day. The file is closed out. Once you go in there and you put what time it happened, you go in there and you put what was the results. Most signing companies will have you come back and put all that kind of information. So then I had to upload the new documents with the initial in there. So it just added another line. That's all. Just added a file. And we put revision on there. So that was at 8:00 in the morning, if you recall. So by the time I did it, they were on the West Coast. Most signing companies are 90%. By the time, I shouldn't say 90, but yeah, 90 are West Coast. They are. So by the time I uploaded my document at 8 a.m. on this side, they didn't even see it till hours later. So they just go through and see the most recent one. And I did put revision. I didn't even put why it was a revision. I didn't even put why. I wasn't there going to type revision. I was talking to the client about paint, so I missed the initial. They just figured it out probably. They went with the revision. And they moving so fast on their end too. They don't have a whole lot of time. They just want the final product correct. Denise says, thank you again, TT Shar, for your support too. Denise says, do you offer a course for building your website? Yes, we do actually. We are helping you build your website at notaryeducatorsllc.com. We need to advertise that a little bit more. So we are actually helping you build websites. So let's talk about the website though before we go too far off really quick. I'm going to say this and I'll start kind of wrapping up. With the website, Deneen, if you're just starting out, it is not necessary, okay? What's more important is having that Google My Business page. Now, after having our businesses for over 3 years, all of us, myself, Alexis, and Angela, the other trainers, and for those of you who may be new, Angela kind of focuses on apostille. She teaches everything, but she's our apostille expert. Alexis does our loan signing piece. And all of our digital stuff, like our website, she was the one help you create the website. She will help you with the Google My Business. She's that expert. But we all do everything. So anyway, but just getting started, if your funds are, looking a little funny or whatever, you want to grow a little bit, you can always just start with the Google My Business page. And then, like I was getting ready to say, after 3 years of having our businesses, now we have websites. And did we see an increase? Yes, we did. We did. Once we got websites, we really did. Because back in the day, Google had a one-page landing page that was free. They got rid of that. So, but before they got rid of it, we had already had our websites. So we have chosen to do GoDaddy. For most people, it's the simplest because once we create it for you, then we turn it over to you. We have a little session with you, intake form, and see what you would like on your website. We help you get it going. And then for actual maintenance, though, GoDaddy is very user-friendly. Very user-friendly, okay? So, yes, we can definitely help you with that. So, check out notaryeducatorsllc.com, okay? Well, guys, I'm going to head out. As always, it's been my pleasure. I will see you all sometime next week. I'm not sure when, but I will definitely be there some kind of way, shorts or something, some kind of short video or something. You'll see me next week. All right, until next time, guys, this is Notary Life with Kimmi, okay? Bye. Have a good night. Be safe out there. Thank you again for listening to the Notary Life with Kimmi podcast. We would love to be a part of your notary journey. Please visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your notary training needs. Also, please feel free to join the Notary Life with Kimmi YouTube channel, where Kimmi has over 400 videos that will help you to grow and build a successful notary business. Until the next episode, we wish you much success on your journey. Bye.